what you're playing into. A bit of a safer pick.
All right.
I honestly, you know what? Nameplate's off.
I mean, nameplate's off. We're not even playing this game. We're just going to go to game 2.
Yeah. Split situation. We'll see what Canyon can do with this, how much he can deny.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Duru's just flashing onto Hype. He may just die as a result, and in fact, he does. So he could pull anyone out of this pit if he would like to. Croco going to try and make this a 50-50 as best he can. The Hail of Arrows value is going to come on through there as it is Croco that locks it up. The Haymaker, though, keeps Chovy alive, and Closer just burns down to New channel, and they have to get the heck out, and you don't even have to flash, so you just do it again. All right, Chovy going to clear out a ward. True Shot Barrage only hitting onto Croco here, and Chovy going down incredibly low. Another Haymaker to try and save his life as he doesn't have flash. He's just going to burn down. He is dead. As Keen, he has to flash away. The Permafrost is still going to connect, and there is Closer landing the ulti. The all out here from Keen as the Keen Sante is trying to stay alive, and now he's doing more than that. He wants to kill Polu. He wants to kill them all, but in fact, he just dies. We're publicly executing our tax deductions. You know, like maybe that's what they're talking about, and you can get away with it that way.
Road tax reference?
Yeah, there we go.
They have a lot of DPS overall. Now they are going for the Herald. Will we see Bro contest?
Well, they are moving over. Teleport is going to bring them in as Closer off to the side. There's a heroic charge. As a big shield from Duro, and the equalizer, fantastic once again, right on top of Chovy, but he just walks his way out, and now Keen continuing to fight here. The dive forward from Duro, he gets a big heal from that Primal Surge, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end as the re-engage comes through the face breaker, the Haymaker, it's Chovy all over again, and the Brotax.
It just seems mirrored, Chovy and Keen, both these just melee champions being on the towers, but the problem is they focused quite a lot on the Duro here, and this kind of meant Chovy was free to have so much value. He drags Polo into the team. Suplex. Massive slam, massive amount of damage. Immediately, Croco and Hyper low. Ruler?
Oh, in the ruler spot. Well, there is your Brotax at work, ladies and gentlemen. Grabbing buddy. You take your foot off the gas.
It looks like
it's just gone.
They're letting it go. I honestly, I think this might be the right call. I think pushing into an area where you don't have vision, and even if you land an arrow from Varus, it can just be healed up by Nidalee.
Yeah. It's poke and counter poke as Chains of Corruption just picks the gap. And this tower is very not long for this world. Keen able to get out of there as once again Duro going in the Magnet Storm to save his top laner's life, but maybe not his own. As Chovy going to separate Croco, just utilizes the showstopper, takes out the jungler. God, the hubris on this man is absurd.
Overlord's Bloodmail, maximizing the Haymaker damage.
Yeah. Ruler also going to get on in there. Croco is in position, but Duro, he can certainly stop this Sejuani from getting in, but he is able to just walk on over. Doesn't have a whole lot of friends in the vicinity, and look at this, there are wards everywhere for Gen.G. Closer looking to get in, unbinds the soul pretty early on, and the Baron down to 5k. Croco could possibly get in here as Polu's going to evict Ruler. That is a lot of the damage now missing from the fight, but the three-man queue comes through from Keen. He goes all out, tries to get into that backline as he does die, but it allows Ruler to get back into the fight. Now Chovy, it's his turn to frontline, but they chain CC him. They destroy him, and it's Hype that picks up a triple. Is it a pentarangle? That's the question. The answer is, do they even survive against Canyon? He really wanted that one. The Mystic Shot, though, is what cuts down Closer. And these health bars are too low. Ruler is fighting them out, but it's Hype that finds the arrow. Around this next Infernal Dragon, but not before. This outer turret does go down in the mid lane. They've been working on that for quite some time.
5-0-5 on Hype, by the way.
Hype is a monster.
Give Dragon 2, give Dragon 3.
Maybe not when it's a triple stack Infernal as well. That is feeling worries.
There is something, the lack, he felt like he had to do Krogs because of the bro tax.
Yeah.
The lack of it.
Yeah, he needed the money. He couldn't afford the next item. The Baron is just gone as a result. And oh no, we need to stop it. As Closer's gonna try and ult his way out. That was such a weird interaction. Yeah, at least he ate seeing these items utilized. As Gen.G will be able to get the shove, take down this inner turret in the mid lane there. Playing this 4-1 actually kind of beautifully. It was the 4-stack on the top side of the map with Keen in mid. Now they've moved Chovy towards the bottom side as Canyon needs to go golden. He will, as there's the Magnet Storm as well. The Superplex to bring out Morgan, but the Keeper's Verdict gets rid of the set. How is Canyon alive? Why? How did you? What? It's not allowed. Morgan now is just going to get punched by Chovy 3 times and he's dead. This is not fair. We paid our bro tax. They were supposed to survive. How are 3 dead and Canyon's still alive?
Now Gen.G looking to push for the end.
I agree with you, Digon. That was BS. That was not fair.
So much was spent. So much was spent on this game. I don't know if we can recover.
I don't think so. First Nexus turret gonna go down. The Haymaker's doing so much damage as the Keen Sante is going all out as they look for the last remaining kill. There it is. Kill comes through. That is the ace. 0-0-10 for Canyon on this Nidalee as they destroy the Nexus. 1 away from the perfect.
You're not playing against like a long-range thing that's going to pull you out of the lane, so I think Gen.G's composition is pretty good.
Well, do you know what this is? This is called reverse psychology. You try something the first time around, they're like, oh, we've shoehorned Gen.G into a composition, then I wouldn't have the piece for my Millennium Falcon. It's all right. Keen is in a bit of trouble here. He's getting scared, and you can see why. That is the Lord picking up the first blood. He's level 5. They're just going to walk up to Keen. Let's see whether Keen can outplay this. It's going to be real difficult as Chovy comes over. This might save it as Keen, underneath this turret, he's so incredibly low. Hype is going to be able to pick up the kill, but the turret gets mad at him. Chovy now in a whole host of trouble himself, and down he will go. The dive could not be better. Yeah.
Morgan has no TPs walking over.
Oh, there is the smite from Croco. He makes things dark, but the Pop Blossom is going to get spell shielded, but Hype does get picked up. Now Croco able to dive on top of Duro, who's tanking up a lot. It does eventually go down, but that is just the support. In trade for 3, I think Gen.G are happy about that one, and Keen looking for his revenge. Hype forced to fly. Like a dash on Ambessa. That'd be very fun. As Polo, not as fun. He's going to get taken down to 300 health. Hype, no one to really cull, but still, that is going to be the Dragons evened out. Oh, Infernal Soul.
This needs to be complex, really insightful. Sometimes it can be simple.
Sometimes, like, don't die, Morgan, please. He is not going to be able to do anything about that.
You know what, Max? Fully zoomed in on your character.
Yes. It wasn't very good. But I did have a very immersive experience, and I do like that, as Keen is going to have an immersive experience into the Death Chamber. Here is Closer is going to close in on him. He might be able to do a bit of damage here to Morgan, but he's not. So down goes the Gwen, picture-in-picture. And we are going to see yet another fight. This time everyone's here, the flash comes in. Oh, that's a phenomenal shove back there from Closer, but the answer is even better from Gen.G. Hype gets interrupted. He's so far forward as the Acathian rains down, but Morgan, he doesn't get anyone with the counter-strike, and now he's just looking silly as Ruler gets yet another one, and Closer is the last man standing. It looked like a decent start to the fight for the bros, but ended like a horror story.
I feel like Bro were looking for the cool fight, and Gen.G were looking for the good fight, and the good fight was a lot better.
Oh no!
The camera
the camera swap was not what we needed. And then he goes to look back. Does he even, like, I don't even know whether he's... I've seen some canisters.
Another Infernal Dragon for Gen.G. Bro yet to get an Infernal Dragon in this game. You may think, well, maybe we haven't had an Infernal Dragon in this game. No, we've had a lot. We've had a lot of Infernal Dragons in this series.
We have.
And Bro have even had a good amount of dragons in this series. No Infernal Dragons, though.
They've had 3 dragons. Yes, you're exactly right. Closer decided he wanted to get out, and Chovy said no. Yeah, he didn't. He's so charming. He just convinces Closer to stick around.
He didn't know you were there.
And he just Weaver's walled into a guy that can just hitch a like, really? What? It's like he was on one of the old trains, right? And he just took an umbrella and just hooked him off. Fox is dying. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a thing happening here on the side of the map as Croco does manage to kill Keen.
Oh, it's all gone.
But it's a double kill for Duro.
Oh, it's a wuffy tuffy.
It's a wuffy tuffy indeed.
Oh my god. I got oh no.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Ping response from Duro.
Yeah. The ping was like almost at exactly the same time as the charm. That was what was so impressive about it. They both react. Oh my god, speaking of which, the charm gonna connect onto Hype. Chovy going for a bit of a drive-by here as the resets are starting to come in. There's another one.
So it makes sense now.
We have really been talking to Digon a little bit too much about this, haven't we?
See, I thought Bro were favored in this matchup, but I'm starting to... Yeah, this...
I mean, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Morgan uncontested taking a turret.
True, actually. Morgan's popping
I think
off.
Morgan is definitely in an even matchup.
Yeah. This is a little bit of a Morgan dip.
Yeah, but the team, it's a different story. As Canyon, he's scared of Morgan. You just saw that, right? The scared Yuumi.
Yeah.
And he's just going to take Otacon for free.
Really? They could Nocturnal in and... No, I'm not going to get this one.
Can I speak now?
Yeah. A little spooky.
All right.
Not a spooky. Oh, Polu.
Okay, Polu goes in. I don't know what I was talking about by the parent.
How come they're playing so far up and aggressive? The guy's Dragon died 30 seconds ago.
Yep, Chovy goes in, finds the point-blank charm, and down goes the Nautilus.
Ooh, they don't have a blue trinket.
All
they're
right.
RTP and they know they're going.
Chovy will once again find that point-blank charm, and the Baron is just gone. There's the Pop Blossom. It's only onto one, but it's onto the priority target, and Closer will go down. Morgan gets into the back line. The Cyclone's there, though, and Morgan is trying to get out and is denied. Oh my god, the damage from this composition is absurd! And it's Polu that dies last in the fight. That's just how good the target selection is here for Gen.G. They'll take the ace alongside the Baron, and they will look to finish off this round robin 18-0 here in LCK 2025, and will undoubtedly be the best team in LCK after this regular season, and looking like formidable opposition heading towards the road to MSI.
Even the final bosses of the Bros, with all the Bro attacks in the world behind them. You know, this is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
Not easy to do. We've seen before, like, you know, teams have made this 18-0 run. We've seen Gen.G often get long records, but even they've before had like KT have an upset. It's hard to consistently, when patches change, still come out and put on these clean performances when so many teams challenge you. So it's so crazy.
And we've also seen teams find perfect seasons and then not manage to do that well if they do make it to MSI as well. So this is a sign that Gen.G cannot let themselves get complacent. So let's have a look at who picks up player of the match. It is Chovy. 1.1k POM. When it was POG, getting over 1,000 points was impressive. And there was, you know, 2 wins in each game. And he has 1.1 in POM.
So many.
Yeah, it's a lot of player of the matches that he's picked up.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, normally being on a winning team means you have a higher chance of getting POMs because you can only get them in a win, right? So out of 18, you know, you can only get the series you win.
So he could have been on 1800 is what you're saying.
But I'm saying that, like, his teammate had 7 between the other 4, you know? He claimed 11 of those 18.
Does Ruler still have none?
No, he did get 1.
He got 1, okay.
So, like, the other 4 players have 7 to Chovy's 11.
Well, I mean, 7-11. It does make some sense, doesn't it? He's had an amazing season. Like, I think it does make a whole lot of sense that a lot of the, if in doubt, Chovies have come in. But this time, I do think that even in comparison to other incredible seasons that he's had, this is
the thing
certainly
is,
the one to give him.
I think there's been times where, like, I've thought personally, I'm like, I'm voting for this person instead of Chovy, but I've never thought he hasn't deserved the votes he's gotten.
Yep.
He's always played so well.
Now preparing for his interview here. And so it is now time to throw it over to Dia for some interview translation, I'm pretty sure, or at least we're getting there. Getting very, very close. It was a little bit baited. But looking forward to seeing what Chovy's going to say about his road to MSI.
But I think it's a big one as well, because he'll talk about the fact he did get this big achievement.
Exactly. So let's hear from him now. Take it away, Dia.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation, joined by Chovy on the side of Gen.G. Congratulations! With the 18th consecutive victory in the bag, Gen.G has set a record for going undefeated across run and 2. So, thoughts on this milestone? You know, we're just so busy in trying to win, and just before I knew it, we were setting such a good record and we went undefeated. So I'm just really happy and it feels amazing. And in game 1, mid-set made an appearance comp-wise. What strength were you looking for? I don't think we've been seeing a lot of AD mid. And I think we have been practicing a lot of this AD like set mid, and I think we just saw a really good angle to pull him out today. So how was playing him on stage today? Despite some mistakes here and there, I think he's pretty decent. No, I just haven't been able to hit my W flash, so I'm just a little disappointed about that. After letting the opponent take their preferred Sejuani and Yone picks, it was impressive to see Gen.G win trades. So despite some disadvantage, how did you come up with a game plan? Yeah, comp-wise, it could have gone bad, but I think we just had to just make it work since we were able to team fight like how we usually do as Gen.G. And you played on red side again in game 2, so what was the key point of the draft here? For game 2, because the enemy banned Azir, I think it was just really in between Talia, and I think I just had to go with whatever we can counter Talia with in the end. And we're always curious about your itemization. Last time you went with Bloodletter's Curse with Ahri, and today you went with Banshees. So can you walk us through the item builds? Since the Liandry's got nerfed and a lot of the enemy's comp had a lot of AP, I just went with Banshees, but today I think I ended up going with Ionian Boots because I just didn't have enough money to buy sword shoes, so I think that was just spur of the moment decision making throughout the game. Across rounds 1 and 2, you only dropped 5 games. So how do you look back on this? I think when I look back, reflecting back, I feel like it's just tells us how well we did, and I think we just have to focus on all the matches that we have ahead of us. And you have taken so many POMs throughout. So did you expect to get so many? Yeah, I got 11 POMs out of 18, and I just didn't expect that I would get more than half, obviously. And I guess, whoever got the least POM, that player probably just has to step up. I wonder who that is. And as you know, only one spot is left in Legend Group. And depending on tomorrow's Nongshim versus D plus Kia, either KT or D plus Kia can join Group Legends. So any predictions? I think I need to do a good job answering this question. As a spectator, I just want to have fun watching. I just want some bloody, intense battle. Chovy is definitely looking forward to watching tomorrow's match. Now that you have finished undefeated, you will be participating in Road to MSI in Busan. So what mindset will you head in with? While going undefeated, it is a good result, but if we don't do well in Road to MSI, it doesn't really pay off. So that's what we really need to focus on. That's the crucial part. So we will not let our guards down and we will prepare hard. And any words for your fans? Thank you so much for all the support, and please continue supporting us and look forward to us performing. And that's the end of the interview with Chovy, and back to the space. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Ayaya. And y'all, I lost my house.